that. Look at that onion. We can clean up meanwhile. Isn't that right, Marcia? You can clean and cook at the same time. Look at this. I'm not doing anything else. So I might as well just clean up.
That's good.
Oh, the one with the knife, Marcia. Thank you. So you just want to get the onion some color, pretty much. That's it. Then you want to grab a bowl. I don't have a bowl, so I'm using a plate.
Right, am I live? I'm live. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. So have I got like no news to tell you guys? I thought it was going to be all exciting and basically be all like, you know, yay! You know, I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I'm really looking forward to basically all the stuff that's going to happen and stuff next week, especially like this weekend and next weekend. I was really looking forward to. So yeah. What the hell? Okay. But now not so much. Now not so much. Because I'm stuck in purgatory. I'm stuck in purgatory. It seems it's I'm you know I'm trapped in limbo, stuck in purgatory. I else to say it. You know it's a thing. It seems to be a thing at the moment. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's really it's really a bummer, kind of. It's kind of a bummer. You know, when you're stuck in hell, you know, it's kind of a bummer, isn't it? That you can't get out of hell. Ken's here. He says, hi, Tubbs. You seem irritated. Well, yeah. You know, because I am a human being. I have the full spectrum of emotions. And I'm not really irritated. Like I said, I'm kind of left with all of the emotions of being stuck in limbo. You know? None of the good ones. None of the good ones. Just all of the kind of like, you know, the best that I can hope for how I'm going to feel like in a few hours time is basically hopeful. But no, I'm continuously stuck in limbo. It's 5 in the morning here. I've been laying in bed for 3 hours trying to get back to sleep. Nope. You know, I fell asleep at some unholy time. You know. And before that, I felt terrible because basically I was trying to push my body to not fall asleep until the last possible moment. I forgot to turn the heating on in here before I went to bed, so all of the dark time of the day has basically been spent with this room being freezing cold, with the only thing heating it up being that bug zapper. That's all that's been heating up this office, which is weird because it actually isn't that cold in here. You know, only my hands are that cold. The rest of me is quite fine. I don't get it. But yeah, there's just no hopefulness apart from there's just no hopefulness apart from like upcoming events, and I feel like I'm wasting my life between these upcoming events, because basically, like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy them, you know. And this time that I'm like spending doing work and just playing on the computer just feels like nothing, you know. It's like I'm doing this to pass the time, you know. It's not really fucking living, and I can't, you know, I can't go out for walks because it's the middle of the night and I'm scared, you know. I'm a big fraidy cat, you know. I don't want to be randomly axe murdered. But no, everyone I know in the vicinity is asleep. I can't go to the freaking pub because it's shut. Yeah, I'm completely cut off because of my stupid insomnia. Because my sleep cycle's all upside down, and I'm trying to fight it. I am fighting it, and I thought I was winning, but it's getting to me. It's getting to me. So yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm in fucking limbo. Like, I couldn't go to friends' houses because I felt too tired, and it would be my time to sleep. I couldn't go to my partner's birthday dinner because it was my time to sleep, you know. And he was awake in the day. You know, he's awake in the day, and I get to see him, but I don't get to see him a lot because I have to sleep. And he's asleep now. I'm awake. You know, it's like permanent jet lag, you know. Ah, I'm in charge of ordering the food for the house, right? I'm in charge of doing that. I'm in charge of the food budget and stuff. Because I'm normally the one here, you know, I run the house while my partner's away and stuff. That's not my job, by the way. It's just a thing I kind of have to do. But yeah, and basically, you know, I order the food, and you know, it arrives. I order the food in the day, and basically, it arrives. It usually arrives the next day. And because I normally get up early, because I normally get up early, and I order the food, I basically, you know, the time slot that I booked for the food to arrive at the house is usually very cheap. And we have enough food and stuff. I don't have enough food because I'm awake now, and it's too late to order today's food, so I have to order tomorrow's food, which means that I've got no breakfast stuff. I'm hungry, cranky, annoyed. This is my breakfast. This is my breakfast. Apple juice. That's it. That's my breakfast. And a bag of crisps. But that was only because the bag of crisps is the only thing that we had left. You know, a lot of my friends are not online. A lot of you know, a lot of plans that I'm going to make. Like this weekend, I'm supposed to be going to London to visit a friend and potentially do the Gromoff thing. There's a Gromoff thing going on in London. But I don't know if I'm going to see that friend because basically, you know, I was hoping that this would be sorted by now, that my sleep cycle would be sorted by now, but it's happening tomorrow. And I know that if I do go, because sometimes I force myself to go. Sometimes I force myself to go to things, because basically, even though I really don't feel like it, even though I really don't want to go, and I have a blast and stuff. you know, I have great fun. But I know that if I go to this thing tomorrow, if I meet my friend tomorrow, around about 5 o'clock p.m., which is in about like 24 hours time, I guess. I don't know. It's not. It's 38 hours time or something. I don't know. But no, if I go to that thing, I probably am going to be miserable because I've already had my entire day. You know. So when I meet up with my friend, I'm going to be sleepy and cranky. You know, I'm going to fall asleep on the train. I'm going to hate standing up on the tube. I'm going to be just annoyed and tired and not. I wouldn't want to walk anywhere. And that's weird for me because I love walking. You know, I like walking and hiking. I do that a lot. I do that all the time. You know. So the pub is like half a mile away, and I go there almost every day. Well, I used to when it was open, when I was awake after dinner. But now my after dinner is everybody else's breakfast. So basically, yeah, I can't go to the pub for breakfast because they're not that kind of pub. So yeah, I've been ignoring the comments. I'm sorry. But Ken says, does NyQuil work? I've tried lots of medication and nothing happens. Nothing happens. Including some like proper prescription medication and stuff like that. In the past, you know. And again, like I said, nothing happens. Nothing happens. You know, it doesn't affect me in any way, apart from one medication, which gave me violent squits, which was awesome. Panda Fox says, "Hey Tubbs, hi Panda. I understand that my sleep cycle sucks too. Okay, sounds like insomnia is being a bitch to everyone. Yeah." Can't you force yourself to go to sleep? I just tried that for 3 hours because I woke up an hour earlier than I was supposed to. I was supposed to wake up at like 4 or 5, and instead I woke up at 2, so 2 hours before I was supposed to. Yeah, and I tried to go back to sleep instantly. You know, I peed, I had some water, and then I laid back down, and I still felt groggy and tired, and nothing for the next 3 hours, and that's why I'm here now, because I'm done. I'm done trying. It's enough. So yeah, it's like it's a thing. I didn't do a sleep studies thing in like a clinic or anything, but I was admitted when I was younger because I've always had insomnia. You know, I've always had an insane amount of not sleep. You know, I've always had like but since I was born, basically, I've always had like a complete lack of sleep. Apparently, I've got a lot of sleep debt because of it, which is a shame, and it does shorten your life drastically, apparently. But you know, it's nothing I can do about it. Nothing anyone can do about it. You know. I even tried just fairly recently. I tried meditation. And you know, everything, and it's just a big middle finger. It's just to me. I don't get it. It's winding me up, and I've had enough. I've had enough of it. You know, I kind of wish that I didn't have any sleep ever, you know. How about that? Just nobody have any sleep, you know. Sleep. What, I don't want sleep to be a thing, you know. I wouldn't mind resting, but I don't want, you know, and I don't mind feeling a bit tired, but could we just not feel sleepy and drowsy and not have sleep, you know? Could that just be a thing? Because it doesn't do anything. I mean, it repairs your body and stuff when you're when you're unconscious, but it's like you can do that when you're at rest. You know, surely you could just do that when you're at rest. So, you know, could just like this be a thing? I mean, seriously. It's just mega wishful thinking, you know. So yeah, I'm stuck in limbo at the moment, and it sucks. I was going to do something really creative and inventive and stuff. I was going to do an art stream again and stuff, but it seems to be, you know, I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. Panafox, I was just talking about if it was a perfect world, you know, then nobody would fucking sleep, because sleeping is terrifying, for one thing, you know. It's a portion of your life when you're actually dead, you know, and it's like it's fuck you, you know. It's just a big fuck you to yeah. So yeah, Pandas Fox. I wasn't talking about like yeah. So yeah, I went to bed at around about 11 p.m. I woke up at like 2 a.m. You need to postpone. What do I need to postpone? What does that mean? Only if perfect exists, Panafox. I'm not getting into philosophical absolutes. I'm not. You know, I'm really not in the mood to get into the whole philosophy thing. I just said that basically in an ideal world, can't use fucking perfect apparently, then sleep wouldn't be a thing. Sleep wouldn't be a factor, you know. There would be beds, but they would be used for sleep. Oh. I do like apple juice, but it's been in the fridge, so it's cold, which isn't helping me warm up because it's cold in here. I just turned the life support back on for the office, so yeah. Let me try sleeping at 12. Well, I went to bed at like 9. I'm probably making progress. It's probably fine. I'm just grumpy, I guess. Just grumpy. I want to look forward to things again, you know. Ken says you read all of that twice. What? Ken, maybe you need to check your computer or refresh it. Maybe it's yeah, maybe it's lagging for you. I don't even know why I did this stream. I'm sorry, guys. I already am. I've been on for 20 minutes. It feels like I've been on for an hour already. It's crazy. Yeah, now I've run out of things to say. I'm really sad. So I'm gonna turn on my sprinkly light. And that'll be pretty. I've got some art commissions to finish off as well, which is great. I'm looking forward to the next pick dump because I'm doing something that somebody suggested. Yeah, Ken, I think you've got a problem with your stream. I think it's on repeat or something. Because like I said, you need to refresh or something. Anyway, yeah, I've been doing a lot of art commissions and stuff recently, so I'm gonna have to get on with those. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to get on with those. Like I said, I was gonna do an art stream, and I was gonna do that a bit later in the afternoon and stuff. And I have got like so much work in progress stuff to do in my art book. I'm looking over here because basically that's where my art book is. So yeah, all this time that I've spent with nobody, spent by myself in limbo, has basically meant that I have been able to work on a bunch of stuff. So that's good, and I have paid off a. I think I can afford Christmas again, so that's something. I don't know what I'm going to do after Christmas, but whatever. So, you know, it's been good for one thing, and that's basically it's been giving me enough alone time to basically deal with all of my art commissions and things. So yay! But even then, what did someone suggest, Tubbs? What? Oh, at the moment, actually, it's a dragon being inflated by soda. That's what I'm working on. And I think they said they wanted a 9-part series. But then they haven't said exactly how much they're going to pay for this. So basically, I'm not saying that I've half-assed it, but I've been kind of like not the best, not at my best. But then again, at the same time, I've had problems with my main drawing hand. You know, I've been drawing with this hand, so basically it's not my best anyway, because I've had like finger problems as well. Because although my spider bites have healed up fine, see those 2 dots and those 2 dots? It's not really spider bites. I caught it on something. My fingers aren't hurting from that anymore. However, I've got a bit of what do they call it? Is it tendinitis or something? Essentially, while I was getting myself out of the car, I put all of my weight upon this one tendon going through my arm, and I've sprained it, and it really hurts whenever I move it. So basically, this hand has been used very minimally in my artwork, in my art creating stuff. So basically, I can show you if you want, but it's all pencil work at the moment. So basically, I've been using this hand, and I'm so glad I'm ambidextrous, because that would have fucking been annoying. When I first started using this hand again for drawing, by the way, because I hadn't done it in fucking years, it was like I don't know how paper works. It's like, how do you grip a pencil again? But yeah. Essentially, it's all the rough pencil work. That's what I'm working on at the moment. But I've been doing a lot of commissions that are basically are not, they're not Twitter friendly for a couple reasons. I'm not saying it's not safe for work stuff, but essentially it's private stuff that they don't want released to the public. They just want it for themselves and stuff, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with doing that. And that's the stuff that pays the most. So yeah, they might eventually release it on Twitter. I noticed that somebody did release one of my pieces of art on for Affinity just the other day. They didn't credit me or anything, but I'm not that fussed because basically they paid for it, so they can do what they want with it, as long as they pay me well for it. But yeah, I can show you this one because this one's going to go on my Fur Affinity. I just haven't filled out any of his character of it yet. I've just got to figure out when it starts because I haven't done it in sequence. But yeah, I've got like I don't know if you can. I don't know how well you can see that. But yeah, like I said, I haven't filled out any of the details. I've just been doing the. I did all of this last night, doing the fine work on the shirt, and then I gave up completely on the shirt, which that's the ending. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I gave up completely on the shirt. I'm trying to find the right bit then. Yeah, and then of course he goes kind of spherical. See, like I said, it's all in pencil, so the details are going to be done in pen. I've just got to fill out the do the penning. I'm probably going to do that tonight. And then I'll post it everywhere. And the last frame, I'll keep a secret. I'll keep that kind of like private for now, Yeah, I can't really make the picture out. I'm sorry. But essentially, it's essentially it's all in pencil anyway. It's just that like I did everything in pencil, and like I said, it's not my best work, but it's all with my non-prominent hand. So yeah. Plus, I don't know how much he's paying me yet. I might touch things up once if I find out how much he's paying me. So, but no. Anyway, that's what I'm currently working on. I did all of the pencil scribblings last night, and tomorrow, tonight. Sorry, stupid. Tonight I'm probably gonna to finish checking work email and stuff. Maybe doing a bit of work. I'm basically going to finish doing that in pen. I'll most likely try to use this hand as much as possible because basically, pen smudges, and I've got a habit of smudging with this hand, In fact, my knuckles are they're slightly darker. You can't really see because of the light here, because of the way that I draw on the paper, especially this finger. But yeah, Panafox, they'll be all up on Twitter like soonish, so don't worry about it. Soonish, probably next week or so. Probably the next week. So, but no, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. I'm not really versed with drawing dragons because basically, like, I don't know if anybody knows this, but furry drawing, furry art and stuff is basically you got this thing where you've got like feral and antho, right? And the thing about dragons is that they're usually a bit of both, which is annoying because, you know, if somebody tells me that they would like a feral dog or something, I know exactly what to draw. You know, it's basically a dog. You know, I can even draw that posing in certain places, certain ways and stuff. But you know, and when you say antho, then basically it means that it's basically a person almost wearing a fursuit. You know. Yeah, dude, I told you all about it. The picture that you sent me on Twitter. Yeah, Panafox. I told you about it. It's the you said it was the elemental one, right? That one. Anyway, yeah. The problem with dragons is that basically, like, they're kind of half and half. You know, like the top of their body might be very antho. You know, it might be very set out like our bodies are, but the bottom of their body might be a lizard, or even a dog, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like a mix, and the dragons are irritating because of that. You know, a feral dragon is hard to do because basically dragons don't exist apart from the kimono dragon, which are just big lizard, and you know, might as well just draw a crocodile. You know, it's just a pain in the ass. It's just such a pain in the ass to basically like. Dragons are always a challenge, is what I should say. I shouldn't say that anything's a pain in the ass, but dragons are always challenging. Oh, it's because I'm talking. I'm getting the yawnies. Sorry. Yeah, dragons are always challenging because no matter how you pose them, it's always going to look weird to you until you've actually finished and done all the polish on the finished product and stuff like that. But yeah, whereas like yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out feral. Well, feral is basically just the animal in its natural like form, its natural positions, the natural ways that its anatomy lines up with things and stuff, you know. Whereas antho is basically is a human. It's basically a human body, humanoid. No, I sent you a new one. Okay. I haven't been on Twitter yet. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think you're thinking of Taurus. What? Huh? Like they have 2 arms and 4 legs. What? Oh, a Taurus. No, I'm not. I'm not thinking of those. I mean, like, you know, a dragon. I mean, just a dragon. I'm just talking about, you know, a dragon. It's got 2 arms and it's got 2 legs. You know, but the bottom half of them, the legs part, the two legs are usually kind of, you know, they're either lizard legs or they're basically they're like kind of like a almost like a canine's positioning, just the way that they're bent kind of in that weird curvy way, and then they go in and then they go down to the ground, you know. Whereas that's basically not how human legs work. That's the opposite, in fact. So it's all very, 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 very confusing, and it's kind of weird. But no, I think I managed to. I managed to make a. I just didn't draw them for the first panel. I was just focusing on the shirt and the shorts, because he's wearing a shirt and shorts in the first panel. So just ignored it completely, and then I made him sit down for the rest of it. So I got to completely ignore it, you know, until he's too puffy to basically actually, you know, be seen as shapes at all. So yeah. But no, I wasn't thinking of like Taurus. I wasn't thinking about the Tauruses, you know, those guys. I know what you mean. Yeah, they're like the mantles and stuff like that. They're just, yeah, the body of a horse and where their head should be. They've got like they've got the torso of a human. It's weird. Oh, bye, Ken. So yeah, dragons are weird. Oh, okay, yeah. See, so yeah, dragons are awkward because like you know, it just is funny to me. I've seen some fantastic furry art of a very cute antho dragon. But the only reason why he looks antho is because he's quite chubby, you know. And he's adorable. He is adorable, and I love it. But I've also seen a completely feral dragon, and she was quite cute as well. She wasn't as chubby, but it was just like it's quite a cute dragon, you know. And of course, there's Drogo from Game of Thrones, who's like one of my favoritist dragons ever. So yeah. But no, as I said, as all of my examples that I've given have always been, you know, they've never been 100% anthropomorphized, and yeah. See what I mean, though? You can't do it. You can't do it to a dragon. You just can't. I did do a lizard once. Oh, I've seen a lot of those. That's good. Yeah, try to find a completely anthropomorphized dragon on Fur Affinity, and it's and if you do manage to find one, they look weird. They look so strange. There's something up with them, you know. You've seen a headshot or basically an upper or a bust shot, you know, torso shot. You know, they look freaky and strange. Any kind of anther art I've pretty much seen it. Okay. So every now and again I get distracted by my stupid my monitor because it's like a mirror. But I noticed that I keep noticing things on my face that are not symmetrical, and it pisses me off. You know, like my mouth is slightly slanted that way, and so are my eyebrows a little bit, and my eyes, and that's the problem when you do live streams and stuff. You're basically watching yourself twice, so it's just it's weird. I'm excited. I just got back from Crystal Bridges. Where? What? Where's Crystal Bridges? What is Crystal Bridges? Are they actual bridges of crystal? Because actually that sounds pretty cool. I'm actually talking about the kind of lane, like Sub-Zero bridge. You know, ice crystals. Oh, I should turn the outside lights off because daylight's going to happen. In about 2 hours' time. I'm going to be in here still, so whatever. It's called Looking Sad Tubs. What? What? I'm confused. Anyway, I think I'm going to go. I've whined and moaned about things for too long. In the stream already. I think I'm gonna run away. Bye bye. I might check my grammar messages because I haven't checked my grammar messages in so long, and all of a sudden I went on to grammar and like you know, you have 15 messages and 200 notifications, and I was like, what? It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days. Crystal Bridges is an art museum, and they have art that's made of crystals. Right. Okay. I mean, it depends, because that can sound very lame, but that can also sound very cool at the same time. You know, it's like but I'm not going to say in case it offends anybody. But this is a painting of a crystal. It's like oh, this is brilliant. It's basically a big black canvas and just like a little white dot in the middle, and you know, somebody pointing and laughing at it, going, it's like, I get it, it's salt, right? it's salt, it's tiny, it's actual size. See what I mean? But it could be very lame, but it could be very awesome at the same time. So yeah. But no, you said art that's made of crystals. So made of crystals means that, yeah, it could be cool. Honestly, I don't mind tabs. I can't sleep at the moment, so you can stay as long as you want. Well, I've got things to do. I have things to do. I'd like to stay, but I've got to check my email and do some work, and then I've got to do all the drawing and stuff. Potentially fit some me time in as well. It was pretty cool to me. I know. I that's what I mean. I can see how it can be both ways. You know, it's like you know, you don't have to be a. I'm trying to think of like you don't have to be a masochist to basically go to the Tower of London and enjoy yourself. You know. You know, I was just trying to say that I can see how it can be really lame and really awesome both ways. Very much as like it's really lame at the London dungeons that they've got all of these actors whose primary purpose is to try to scare people, but you can totally see it coming all the time, so it's not scary at all. They're like, ah, and you're like, isn't that fucking here? I could see you in the corner, you know. And yet at the same time, it's awesome that they have these guided tours around all of the actual dungeons and stuff, and all of the history, and like you know, this is where people died and stuff, and it's like that's kind of awesome. You know, not that people died, but it's just awesome, all of the history and stuff that's in these rooms, and the history around this stuff. So yeah, I can see how it's pretty lame with the reenactors, and pretty awesome at the same time. So like I said, there's probably something really lame at the crystal crystal art, you know. It's like you know, it's really lame that basically this is a crystal that somebody just grew, and they think it's art worthy because they put no effort into it. They basically set it up to grow a crystal, and that's it. Or worse yet, they just found it, you know. But at the same time, I can see how an actual like well put together crystal art piece could be really looking sick, you know, really looking great. Like for example, my favorite part of the best example of crystal art that I can think of, the best example, is basically flawless wild crystal formations that have been cut out into like a perfect square, kind of like, so they frame this cube-like structure, and it has lasers pointing in it, and you can see all the diffraction patterns and stuff like that. That would be beautiful to me. You know, that would be amazing. That'd be great. I mean, it's basically a rave in the Fortress of Solitude, but it's basically that's what's probably going to be pretty about that, you know. So yeah. And like I said, the lamest bit is just like a crystal that's on display purely for being the fact that it's a crystal that somebody found and they thought it looked nice. But that's not art. You know, that's a rock that someone just picked up. You know. So yeah, but you know what I mean. I could do this for anything. I could do this for practically anything. You know, I could see what's lame about anything and what's awesome about anything. It probably makes me really, really just probably why I'm so kind of like I'm kind of I'm a bummer at certain parties and certain events and stuff. You know, because I can see both sides of every argument and every situation. It's like, oh great. Panafox, I think there might be some delay as well, because I think you said that was pretty funny about the salt thing. Somebody's going to do that now, aren't they? Or somebody, or worse yet, that piece of art exists already somewhere. It's just called salt. It's a tiny, tiny dot in the middle of a big black canvas. It's like, it's salt. So yeah, someone had built a whole bunch of that kind of art, but out in the woods, and you can walk on a trail to see. But see, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. I would totally do that. I would totally go and see that. That sounds cool. If it's big crystals just in the woods, sounds awesome. You know. But if it's basically just a pile of crystals, like it's just isn't that it's a pile of small crystals, and it's basically like it's like somebody comes up to you and goes and just like grabs a handful of it and just like sand. I mean, I know that's what tiny crystals are, but sand. This isn't art, you know. I want my money back, please. You know. But those are millions of tiny crystals. It's like, yeah, I know. So I want my money back. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Oh, my nose is running because it's cold again. Although, like I said, it is warming up. It's actually warming up pretty quickly, so that's good. Well, they say the smarter you are, the more of a plumber you are. Yeah, I'm not that smart. There's lots of people that are way smarter than me. So yeah. Is that there's I don't know how popular it is in the States, but basically there's okay, I should be caught up now. Cool. Yeah, like I don't know how popular it is in the States, but there's a when I read your thing, is the whole smart thing. I don't know if it's any popular in the States, but there's a show called The Mitchell and Webb Look, and it's a comedy sketch show, and basically it's about these two guys, and like one of them says, you know what, it's like you're not as smart as you think you are, but at least I know how smart I'm not, and that's that's what makes me better than you. And so the smarter one basically has some kind of argument with him, it says basically he knows that he's stupid, but that's what's wrong with me, is that I'm smarter than so I'm smarter, and therefore that makes me bad somehow, but I know that, so I'm not bad. And then like of course the other one is like so, no, that means that you've laid some kind of trap. I just love the argument between the two is hysterical to me. Oh, they are good. Look, Panda Fox, you should totally look it up. It's the Mitchell and Webb Look. They've got tons of free clips on YouTube. It's really good. It's really funny. It's my humor perfectly. Apart from the random snooker stuff, I have no idea where that comes from. That sounds stupid. That sounds stupid. But you should totally look up. So Digby Chicken Caesar is also a really good one. I love that. I've never heard of that show, but it sounds entertaining. It is. It's based on the comedy of David Mitchell and Michael Webb? I think that's their names. It might be Michael Mitchell and David Webb, but I can't names. I'm the same, but only act smart when I need to be. Well, the problem with me is that basically, like, I might be objectionably smarter than certain people, but it's talking. I can't, Language is a big problem for me. Words are a big problem for me. Actually articulating the smart thoughts that I have basically is it doesn't always work, I've had some amazing one-liners and witty comebacks to a few people, but it doesn't happen all the time. It very often doesn't work at all. So yeah, it's because of my speech impediment. So yeah. I also remember a lot of pop culture stuff. So basically, it's quite it can be quite useful. You know, I do file stuff away to be like, ooh, that was a good one. I'm going to use that for later. You know. So yeah. I'm all about comebacks. I bet you are, but I'm gonna have to go. Like I said, 55 minutes. So it's been an hour. So I've limited myself to an hour. So yeah, I've got a bit of a headache. Oh. Just there, great. Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go and basically just walk out of the office and basically I don't turn the stream off. Only know that's crazy talk. I'm just stretching. Empty, annoyed tummy needs filling up. Like a lot. All the time. Nearly constantly. Shut up, bottle. I know you're on the floor. I do not give a damn. You know? If my sleep cycle does eventually get fixed, I can clean up the office. And I'll be so happy. But unfortunately, I'm stuck in limbo. So, yay. Stuck in limbo. You'd think that in limbo they'd at least fix the heat. Get it? Because limbo's supposed to be in between heaven and hell, you know. So you think it would be not cold and not hot? It would be perfectly fine, but no. Wish I can send some money your way, Tubbs, but no, because you. What? When did money come? What? Okay. There are ways that you can do it, and I think I've listed them. Ew. I'm gonna have to get a new glass. Say bye, Tubbs, and I'll just go away. I'm doing mumbling and stuff. I really just work. I've got to do work. I've got to get focused, and then I can do the drawing. So yeah, say bye, Tubbs, and I will run away. This actually helps my hand lots, my tendonitis or whatever it's called. Like I said, I don't know what it's called, but my tendon hurts. That's where body heat comes in. You got to keep yourself warm. Yeah, but the thing is that the bigger that you get, the colder you feel because of the more surface area that you have exposed, or you have to warm up. I'm not going to say it. Well, I don't have to have you say it, but I can just hit the button anyway. Apparently, there's 4 people watching this, and only Panda Fox in the chat room. So somebody can say it, or I will accidentally hit the button anyway. I'll just close my eyes and then just make sure that I've got pretty good sensory. I've got pretty good spatial senses. So basically, I know where the mouse pad is. It's right here. Yeah, see, it's right there. Anyway, bye, Tubbs. You see, you said it. You did say it. Panda Fox, I'll be back. You know, if I remember, I will come back and try to be on in about 14 hours. About 14 hours. And of course, if I'm not back by then, I'll be back in about 24 hours. So there you go. Button pressing now.